go back into the radar and we'll take some of these warnings off. And you'll be able to see once again, we're not seeing much of that kink feature down here across portions of Centerville, which is great news. We're not seeing the kink, but even if the kink is not there, we're still likely to get some very gusty winds that'll be rolling through this area. You can see, once again, those brighter shades of white and these brighter shades of pink that are showing up are likely our gusts that are over 50, even 60 miles per hour rolling on through. Chestertown, once again, heads up for you. You do have some wind gusts just south of you around 58 to 60 miles per hour. Centerville, also looking at 45, 50 mile per hour gusts. Back here towards Stevensville, Queenstown, still right around 50 miles per hour at times. We continue to get that filter ebb and flow of the gust as this line of showers and thunderstorms continues to push through the area. Very, very gusty stuff. Chestertown, Sudlersville, Rock Hall, Centerville, Stevensville, Queenstown. We still want you in your shelter with all of the walls around you. That innermost closet, the bathroom, or if you're in a car, you want to abandon it and find a sturdy structure. But when we have a warning like this, we want you to act immediately. When a watch is issued, of course, that means conditions are favorable for development here. And that's kind of what we're starting to see, at least in the Eastern Shore at this hour. But everybody west of the Eastern Shore, there's no problems. You're out of the woods. As you can see just from this warning map alone, most of the warnings are confined over into the Eastern Shore at this point until midnight. Severe thunderstorm warning there across portions of Kent, Cecil, as well as Caroline and Talbot counties. Tornado warning, though, still in effect for Queen Anne's and Talbot counties. That will go until 11:45 p.m. Once again, that'll include the city of Centerville. The city of Centerville, it's right on top of you at this point here with the tornado warning. So we'll go back into the maps and you'll be able to see as we put everything into motion, and we'll pull this back out a little bit so everybody can get the wider view of their neighborhood. You can see that line of showers and thunderstorms building on through. Most of the action is over in the Eastern Shore. Points west, it's just more of a scatter and smatter of showers from Baltimore City back out towards Westminster, and we'll go even wider, and you'll see the back edge of this is out of Hagerstown, so drying out back that way. Still dealing with the flooding woes up in Pennsylvania as well as in our neighborhood, but all of the action right now, Eastern Shore over into Delaware, with the tornado warning that's still in place for portions of the Centerville area until 11:45. So right now we're coming up towards the bottom of the hour here, 11:32 p.m. on our clock. That's right in front of me. We still got a little under 15 minutes to go on the tornado warning. We'll see if they cancel that here shortly. They issued another one just to the north, which is out of our neighborhood, so good news on that front. We'll see if they cancel the one that we're still waiting on here in Queen Anne's, Talbot, and Caroline County. That will go until 11:45 p.m. But the bulk of the action out of the metro and off to the east into the Eastern Shore. As we zoom on in once again, we'll give you a tighter look at that tornado warning that's down here across portions of Queen Anne's and Talbot County. Queenstown over towards Y Mills along the 301 and 213 stretch, seeing some issues. Roosburg, this is up towards you, in Jumptown. You'll want to jump into the basement or the bathroom or underneath the bed, underneath a sturdy structure here this evening as this tornado warning continues to come through. Right now, the bulk of the action right over Carmichael, just coming out of Graysonville and just south of Centerville. It looks like our point of circulation rolling up towards the Roosburg area around 304. Maryland 304 is where we're likely to see some of those problems. We'll zoom in velocity wise. You can still see tornado warning here listed until 11:45, and bulk of that wind is right around the Carmichael area and even out towards Graysonville, still getting those gusts upwards of 60 miles per hour. And this is likely to remain a problem until this storm passes through the area. And these winds can create some problems, especially on a night like tonight, because of all the Halloween decorations maybe blowing around out there, or the trash cans. They can be picked up pretty easily with gusts that are around 40 to 50, even 60 miles per hour. We'll go back out to the wider view here of radar, and it looks like a little better, at least in lessening the tornado threat in this area across portions of Queen Anne's as well as Talbot County, even portions of Kent County. But wider view there shows most of the rain now starting to come to an end in Baltimore. Still a little steady in pockets, but that main line still cutting across portions of the Eastern Shore. It looks like they dropped the severe thunderstorm warning off to the south towards Cambridge. That's some good news. We'll see if they can drop a little bit more of this as it goes northbound, as the bulk of this line starts to enter over into Delaware. Still waiting to see what the Philadelphia office, if they're going to continue this warning until 11:45, although it doesn't look like the characteristics are still there, at least for tornadic development. Sudlersville over to Centerville, still planned for that wind around 50 to 60 miles per hour. This is going to be rolling up towards Henderson, Greensboro over there in Caroline County. Heads up for this. This will be headed your way here in the next 15 to 20 minutes. We can actually put a track on that for you since it is moving generally to the east-northeast at 50 miles per hour. That'll put it in Goldsboro at 1141, Ridgely at 1141, Greensboro at 1144, Beach Haven 1147, Four Corners 1147, and also Woodcrest around 1151 p.m. So we'll continue to see this line of showers and thunderstorms carve through portions of Queen Anne's as well as portions of Talbot and also Caroline County with that tornado warning that will continue until 11:45 p.m. I want to reset this back to the regular warning view that we were going to start with the original weathercast, and you can see most of the warnings have been canceled in Baltimore. That is good news. Still dealing with the warnings over in the Eastern Shore. The watch, the tornado watch, will still continue until midnight, at least for the city points east, but they'll likely carve that away here very shortly as well, and it looks like they've already did that. The tornado watch is gone. Still have the severe thunderstorm watch in the Eastern Shore. That will go until 1 a.m. Tornado warning in place for portions of Caroline as well as Queen Anne's and Talbot counties, and that will go until 11:45 p.m. On top of that, we have flooding woes out there, flash flood warnings in place for the city. That will go until 1:45 a.m. Wider view shows more flooding back towards the west in portions of Baltimore County and Carroll County. That will go until 3:45 in those low drainage spots and out towards the Damascus area back into portions of Montgomery County. Flood warnings and aerial flood warnings that will go through the early morning hours of your Friday. Wider view shows the system is going to depart in the next hour or two from the area, so that is good news. It is snowing, though, in the mountains of Maryland, back into southeastern portions of PA, as well as northern portions of Ohio. And this is all associated with a very powerful cold front that's rolling through the area as we speak. Behind that front, that's what we're going to expect over the next couple of days. It's not going to be that cold during the day, but at night we are going to get pretty cold with temperatures in the 30s and highs only in the 50s. And the wind will remain in place at least through your Friday, gusting now upwards near 50 miles per hour down at the airport and in Richmond, over towards New York as well as Ocean City, seeing those wind gusts, and they will be prevalent through the overnight hours with a wind advisory that will remain in place. A wind advisory for much of central Maryland. We'll see if they extend that over into the Eastern Shore. West winds tomorrow 15 to 30, gust upwards of 50 for your Friday, and that will continue at least through 4 a.m. before those winds subside. So futurecast as we run the clock for you for the rest of this evening. That line of showers and thunderstorms will start to get out of here as we get over the next hour or two. But notice by tomorrow morning, we're talking about a little bit of snow out across portions of Garrett County, at least some snow flurries that will be nearby. 26 in Oakland by 6 a.m., only 40 here in Baltimore. So that's a big difference in temperature as we get towards the next 12 to 24 hours ahead, and that will remain in place as we go towards tomorrow. So once again, a forecast for your Friday, and then we'll get back to that tornado warning. We'll circle back. Chilly winds, sunny skies out there. Much improvement compared to what we're dealing with out there tonight and the scare that we did have at least for part of the evening with this severe weather and the scare that we actually continue to have right now in portions of the area, especially over there in the Eastern Shore. So we'll circle back. Tornado warning until 11:45 p.m. Once again, that is for portions of Caroline, Queen Anne's County and Talbot counties. It was located at 11:25. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over near the Y Mills area or near Centerville, moving east at 50 miles per hour. Everybody else in the Eastern Shore is underneath a severe thunderstorm warning, and that will continue until midnight. It is 11:38 on the clock on this Halloween Eve. We got a couple more minutes to go, less than 7 minutes left here on the tornado warning before we send you back over into programming. Tornado warning once again for Caroline as well as portions of Queen Anne's and Talbot County until 11:45. Once again, that near Y Mills and Centerville was the location at 11:25. It is likely east of that area at this point. So this is what we're looking at. It's the bottom scraggliness of this tornado warning. Right here just south of Roosburg is likely where our circulation is. Right along the 301 corridor coming off of 50 is where we're likely seeing some of those issues. So in and around 301, over towards 50 out towards the Hillsborough area, Greensboro and Goldsboro heads up. This tornado warning will likely continue until 11:45 p.m. as we watch the bottom of this storm. If we look at the velocity, once again, nothing too promising. It looks more straight edge coming into Marydale, but still likely to pack a punch, at least with those gusty winds. And this is kind of probably what we're seeing here, is this circulation that is right near the Y Mills area, that is right there. We'll circle that for you real quickly. Right there between Y Mills and Star is where we could be seeing some problems. I'm going to show you something that we usually don't show on TV to see if there is any debris that may be floating in the air, and not getting any good signatures of that here in these darker shades of red. So that is some good news, at least on that front. We're not seeing the debris, but we're likely just continuing to see that circulation, which has now cycled back out over towards the Roosburg area. So once again, here we'll go back over to the radar view, and you can see most of the action is over in the eastern shore. It remains over in the eastern shore. Chestertown, Betterton faring a lot better now at this point. Centerville, the worst is over. It is just to your east now. Heads up our friends in Goldsboro, Greensboro, Henderson. You'll be looking at this tornado warning that will continue for another 5 minutes, for another 4 minutes actually here as we come up on 11:41 p.m. So another 4 minutes to go on the tornado warning across portions of Kent as well as Queen Anne's, Caroline, and Talbot counties until 11:45 p.m. A severe thunderstorm warning has now been extended into portions of Caroline County. That will go until midnight. That will include the Denton and American Corner area over towards Goldsboro, out through El Dorado, down towards the Easton and Trapp area along portions of 50. You'll be looking at the scraggly portion of this line. This is where you'll likely pick up the wind. Right along this straight edge here is where you'll see that wind that will be rolling on through. We'll put a track and put some towns on here for you, what we're expecting, at least timing it out. Greensboro heads up, 11:50. This should be on your doorstep. Denton, 11:53. You're most likely seeing a little bit of lightning in the distance or feeling the wind at this point. Viola, 11:58, and Riverview at 12:02. That is right over the line there into portions of Delaware. So tornado warning, we got another 3 minutes to go here for portions of Caroline, Kent, and Queen Anne's and Talbot County. That will go until 11:45 p.m. It looks like the circulation has at least decreased across this area, has decreased, which is good news. Not seeing much of a kinkage here, but likely to still be seeing some very gusty winds, and not seeing much of that circulation, which has faded a bit, but still there right around Y Mills over to Willoughby. Seeing a little bit of that circulation that continues, and that's why that tornado warning is in place. Most of that circulation just south of Roosburg, but we still want you in your shelter until the warning is canceled. Heads up Ridgely. This will be on your doorstep in the next 10 minutes or so. You'll likely see some gusty winds upwards of 50, 60, maybe even 70 miles per hour as this cruises on through. Want to give our viewers at home that are still with us a look at the 7-day forecast of what you can expect for the rest of the week. Plan for sweater weather out there as we go through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but all is quiet in the forecast. Clocks back 1 hour on your Sunday, 52 degrees, overnight lows in the 30s, so you may even need the heat. You may even need the heat out there across the area. And then by Monday, we're back up near 60 degrees with another chance at some showers, on Tuesday. So we're continuing here with the tornado warning. Have not got a cancellation yet from the Weather Service. So we'll go through the radar one more time. And you can see that tornado warning once again in place for portions of Caroline as well as Talbot counties. Once again, that will go until 11:45 in portions of Queen Anne's County, including the Centerville area. The severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled just west of this tornado warning, so that's going to lead me to believe that in the next 2 minutes or so, or the next minute as we roll up on 11:44 p.m., that this warning will be canceled. So just waiting on the Weather Service to drop that cancellation, and then we'll drop off here with you and let you go to sleep here and rest easy overnight tonight as this severe weather threat starts to diminish across the area. If you're in Baltimore, though, still got that flash flood warning. That will continue until 1:45 p.m. The worst of it is over. You'll deal with a couple of scattered showers over the next hour or so. Back towards the west, still dealing with a little bit of steady pockets of rain. Carroll County over to Frederick County out through Montgomery County. We'll still be seeing that, but starting to dry out in many locations and cool down. Those temperatures will be dropping as we get towards tomorrow morning. We'll be on the lookout at least for some sweater weather out there, so have an extra jacket ready to go. Still waiting on the Weather Service's call here as we roll up towards 11:45 p.m. We'll zoom back into that warning there over towards the Greensboro area. Still have a severe thunderstorm warning for you in Caroline County. That will go until midnight. Denton and Goldsboro still underneath a severe thunderstorm warning until midnight tonight. Centerville, the worst of it is over. It's just south of you. Wise Mills over towards Willoughby. Y Mills over towards Willoughby. We're looking at that, and it looks like we got our cancellation of the tornado warning, which is great news. Great news, but severe thunderstorm warnings remain in place across that area. And just look at it this way, better weather ahead as we get towards your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but have a light sweater ready to go.
Excellent work there, Eric. Keeping us informed about the tornado warning. That is good news. We are going to continue to work for you on the air when we are not on live, and you can download our app to get the latest weather updates. And don't forget about Good Morning Maryland coming your way at 4:30.